Hello, viewers. This is going to be the third time I read a ceiling fan manual on the computer. This is a Hunter Builder small room. And apparently they make them in snow white, new bronze, or brushed nickel. I'm not going to bother reading any of that. Of course, that's the stuff you need to install the fan. That'd be for support structure. Okay. All the parts, screws, washers, 4 wire nuts, ceiling bracket, canopy, down rod motor, canopy screw, all the rest of that. Remove the shipping blocks from the motor. Save the screws. Okay. Didn't lose any brain cells there. The blade tip to the nearest wall shouldn't really matter all that much. As long as it doesn't hit the wall, that's really all that matters, honestly. If you have a flat ceiling, hang your fan by a standard downrod. Some fans come with a shorter downrod for a low profile installation. That'd be an interesting thing for me because I don't like flush mounting ceiling fans. If you have an angled or vaulted ceiling, what's even the difference? You will need a longer downrod. That depends on how tall the ceiling is and how steep the ceiling is. Sold separately at hunterfan.com. Okay. If your ceiling angle is greater than 34 degrees, you will also need an angled mounting kit. Sold separately. Wow, some real good thinking there. You fold on dotted line, place against what? The game? What? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna bother reading that. Turn the power off. We all know that. Machine screws. Use machine screws provided with outlet box and washers when securing to existing ceiling fan rated outlet box. Make sure to securely install and is acceptable for fan support of up to 70 pounds or less. Well, sometimes just because they're not marked, except not just because they're not marked acceptable for fan support, sometimes that doesn't mean it's not able to hold up a ceiling fan. Wood screws. I use wood screws all the time. Use wood screws and washers included when securing to support structure with approved electrical outlet box. Drill 964 pilot holes in support structure to aid in securing ceiling bracket with hardware found in the star hardware bag. That's the hardware bag right there. The washer, that's the screw, two of which of those. Installing the down rod, which is what I do as much as possible when installing ceiling fans. Follow below if you are using the down rod that came pre-assembled in the box. Need to install longer or shorter down rod? Check out the guide at the end of this manual. Okay. Remove the pre-installed set screw so that the down rod can be inserted. Okay, I have to say that you just loosen it, but it has to be enough for the down rod to be able to screw in there into the top of the ceiling fan. The ground wire attached to the down rod is approximately 8 inches. Okay. Pass all wires to one side of horizontal bar and down rod assembly. And tighten the down rod at least 4 to 5 full turns, huh? At least 4 or 5 of my brain cells must have died. Trim the wires coming from the fan so that 8 inches remain coming from the top of the down rod. Well, to be honest about that, that is optional. You can leave the wires long, but it'll just be a little bit harder. Might be a little bit harder to shove those into electrical box. Or you could just probably wrap them over the canopy, not the canopy, the mounting bracket. Because these down rod mounted Hunter fans in this era have such big canopies. Pretty much almost like 6 inches or something like that. And of course, tighten the set screw with pliers. Do not hand tighten. Okay? Hanging the fans. Slide canopy over down rod and wires. Okay. To prevent damage to fan, always lift holding either the fan housing or the down rod. If I'm using if I'm just using the original shorter down rod that it comes with, I'd probably hold it from the fan housing. If it's on at least a 12-inch down rod, I would hold it from the down rod. That way I know that I'm seating into the mounting bracket correctly. Place down rod ball into the slot of the ceiling bracket. Looking good there. And it should look like that. I've done that with 2 ceiling fans, sort of like that. With the same design canopy, mounting bracket, and down rod. One of them in my parents' bedroom and the other at a rental house. Which, by the way, I'm done working there. At least for now. We know wiring is hard. Let's make it easy. You should know me keeping my brain cells is hard. Or make that easier. Make it easier for me to keep my brain cells. Stupid. Have a single switch. All 3 of the fans in my house have a single switch. My ceiling fan testing area has 2 switches. So that's white from the outlet box to the white of the fan, black from the outlet box to the black and the blue wires from the fan, grounding wire, copper or green, whatever case you have. The 2 green yellow stripe wires, one from the fan attached to the down rod, and the other attached to the mounting bracket, and plastic wire nuts. For that kind of situation, you'd only need like 3 wire nuts. It's always better to provide 4 wire nuts, in case if you have dual switches. Like what I have in my ceiling fan testing area. So, white to white, black to black, or black to blue. It'll work fine either way. Most likely red wire, most cases that is, a red wire, red to blue, or red to black from the fan. Those 2 are the only ones that could be switched either way. That it really won't make a defect on the fan. After all, they're both hot wires. One of them's for the light, the other is for the fan. The green yellow stripe wires, both of those on the grounding wire, not the grounded wire, the grounding wire, green or copper, whatever case you might have. Installing the canopy. That's very easy to do. I could just do that in the blink of an eye. Fit the canopy in place as shown. Right. Insert the 2 canopy screws found in the circle hardware bag. There's 2 of those. I'm pretty sure they provide an extra one. They should provide an extra one. I think they actually do. Yeah, they do. Just in case you lose that, for instance, that one, you lose it, you can grab the extra screw that came with. So that's very nice of them to do that. Installing the blades. Insert grommets found in the square hardware bag into the holes in the blades, and secure each blade to a blade iron with screws found in the triangle hardware bag. Of course, putting the grommets in is real hard to do, but if you do it and you get in there right, it should be just fine. And of course, they provide just 16 of those in case you lose one of the grommets or one of the screws. Repeat that 5 times. Lightly attach, of course, and lightly attach the blade irons to the motor with the blade iron screws and securely tighten after both screws are attached. Repeat that 5 times. Screw like it screws from the line hardware bag halfway into the motor housing. You know, that part there, that's not the motor housing. idiot. And there goes a couple more brain cells. 2 out of 6 of those. Oh, the same thing. Same screws for in there and in there. Feed the wire plug for the center hole of the upper switch housing, then wrap keyhole slots around the screws and twist counterclockwise. Insert a third screw found in the line hardware bag into place and then tighten all 3 screws. Connect plugs on upper switch housing, upper and lower switch housings. Make sure to line up the colored markings on the connectors. Of course, that's very easy to do. Like you just go like double A, whatever. And if the fan works and it works well, then you'll know that you did it correctly. Partially installed. Really, they look like that. This. Oh, probably back then they looked like this. One of the Hunter fans from the 2000s era. There'd be usually 3 of those, so seeing that, I lost 3 brain cells. Partially installed 2 of the light kit screws found in the line hardware bag. Align the notches in the sides of the lower switch housing with the screws on the upper switch housing. Twist the lower switch housing clockwise to lock into place. Well, of course that's easy to do. I mean, with my Hunter Stratford 2, you can't do that. That just kind of stinks, but that's, that fan's just what it is. You can't do nothing about it. So, and it wouldn't be worth the money by going on the eBay or the eRipoff, buying a different switch housing that would fit there, and install the last like it screw. Tighten all 3 screws securely. I know that. You idiot. I I know how to put in light bulbs. Let's get it over here. I I definitely know how to how to screw in a light bulb. Press the globe and globe keeper. It's supposedly the globe keeper thing. Flush against metal plate. Thread the light pull chain through the hole in the center of the finial cap and thread the fan pull chain through the hole on the side of the cap. Right. Finally, thread only the light pull chain through the hole in the finial and screw the finial onto the threaded rod. Of course, that's easy to do. And turn the power back on. Connect the appropriate pull chain pennant to each of the short chains coming from the finial and finial cap. Of course, you do that twice. That's the one for the fan, and that's the one to the light, obviously. Reversing the fan. Here we go again. Ceiling fans work in 2 directions, downdraft Counterclockwise rotation, updraft, clockwise rotation. To change the direction of the airflow, turn the fan off and let it come to a complete stop. Slide the reversing switch to the opposite position, restart the fan. Okay. Normally I lose brain cells seeing this, but for what this thing is, kind of makes more sense in this case, is you have the bullshit light kit, and while the fan is running, you might hit your finger with it. Ugh, that's no fun at all, is it? I'm not gonna bother with the troubleshooting. This is where they're really smart on this. You know, like step one, you just remove the screw, and step 10, put the screw back in. Step two, you remove the knuckle from the down rod. That's what I call it, the knuckle. And step 9, you put it back in place, and so on and so on. Here's another view of, supposedly another view of the down rod assembly unassembled. So assembled down rod should look like that. Huh. Well, okay then. That was just me keeping it, the manuals for a hunter builder. Small room. I know it has small brain cells. Thanks a lot. So that is it for reading this useless manual. To me, it's useless. To other people, it might be just fine, but to me, it's just completely useless. So I'm just gonna end the video from here. Over and out.